Hi, I'm Kevin Harrington, an original shark from Shark Tank. Bennett Financials helps service-based businesses earning over $1 million per year to maximize profits, minimize taxes, and ultimately achieve the financial freedom they deserve. Joining me today is the owner, Aaron Bennett. And Aaron, thank you for being here today.
Pleasure.
That's awesome. Now, you have a journey that you've been involved with, building your business. Can you share that with the folks that are out there and how you started Bennett Financials?
Sure. So back in 2018, the business was really just a side hustle. I was working in 401k as a compliance officer, and I actually went over to Australia to take my family back home. I'd gone there for a holiday, and then when we came back, basically the position was no longer available because we finished tax season.
Oh, wow.
And so I wasn't prepared for that. We'd spent most of our savings, and so Bennett Financials really had 6 months worth of life. Went back to my wife and said, hey, I want to make this a full-time gig. And
Nice.
She gave me 6 months to get it up and running.
There you go.
And so what ultimately ended up happening was I started to see changes within companies. So I was working traditionally in bookkeeping,
Right.
but that was really only backwards facing.
Okay.
And so what we needed was something more forward facing to actually help the business owner
Right.
change.
Right.
So I went out and I started to look for a more proactive way of doing business.
Right.
So we call it the proactive stewardship model.
Okay.
So I embarked on a learning journey. Once I worked that out, I started to join masterminds. I started to do a lot of coaching and consulting, doing a lot of research into CFO, and I actually started to work with some of the top tax and CFO experts within the industry.
Nice.
And I was then able to see what needed to be done within the CFO space to change in companies. And now we've managed to grow companies very quickly, and we manage about $50 million worth of revenue and saved our clients about $15 million in taxes by
That's
doing
awesome. Wow. So bookkeeping looks back, whereas you're looking forward, this proactive financial stewardship. That I'd love to hear more about that.
Yeah, so our approach is pretty simple. There's three main areas that we look at. So the first area is, well, the business owner may not understand their financials or understand their numbers. And if they do understand their numbers, they don't know exactly what to do to make changes within their industry or within their business. So we're able to come in and we're able to show them what levers they can actually pull to make the change within the business.
Nice.
Second is they're paying too much in taxes.
Right. Yeah.
So we come in with very aggressive legal tax strategies that can save them a ton of money on taxes that then we can put back into the business to fuel growth. Then the last one is just making sure that they understand the choices that they make today are going to be the thing that makes the change or allows them to sell later.
Sure.
And so we kind of position that where they can get a 6, 7, 8, or 10x multiple where they're able to sell their business later on. So then they've platformed for that sale, or the same drivers that do that are the same things that allow you to take that step out of the business from the day-to-day.
I love this three-step process that you help folks, business owners, achieve more sales, less taxes, more profits. Awesome. Are there any, without naming names, any specifics that maybe you could share with the folks that are listening? Some things, some examples of some success that you've had?
Sure. So we went into a business where it was a $20,000 a month business, and we were able to work out, and most CFOs, they look at it from an asset protection standpoint or a risk management standpoint. A lot of CFOs go in and they want people to cut costs. We're looking at it from the very first thing that we get in the business. We're looking at from leads all the way to profit. So we understand the whole life of the business. So we positioned this business 2.5 years ago. We started looking at revenue per employee as one of our primary drivers because that allowed us to price our product correctly. And we've helped grow this company to $600,000 a month. We're about to blow up and go to $1 million a month. And he's just been offered 25x multiple for the company.
Wow.
Just by understanding that one driver, that revenue per employee, we're able to see a lot more within the company. But then on the next piece of that puzzle, we were able to save him 90% on his taxes. So rather than paying taxes on a large amount of money, he was actually able to save that and platform for more growth.
Yeah.
And then we put our business roadmap underneath it. And we've been working that for 2.5 years.
Oh, wow.
And that is what ultimately got him snapped up by a PE firm or a private equity firm.
Awesome. Now, you mentioned a word that I'm going to focus on now. You said the business roadmap.
Yep.
And this sounds like something, you used it for years to help this gentleman just really change all of his numbers and become, very successful in selling his company for private equity groups. But at the end of the day, this roadmap concept, what exactly is that?
So we did studies and we worked out what drivers were needed to go out and get someone to purchase a company.
Right.
And so we worked out that there were 7 drivers there. The first one being cash and financial performance. So being a CFO, that's really important. But once we had that fixed, the next couple of problems was, okay, well, where do we take it from there? So we needed a guiding light.
Right.
The next piece of that puzzle was, okay, we take financial and cash performance. We've now got to understand growth performance. We've got to understand customer satisfaction. We've got to understand market performance or market growth. We've got to understand owner and vendor dependencies. So we're able to then start to see what's happening with the company from there. And so if we keep that as our part of our decision-making matrix, so to speak, whenever we're making a decision, how does it tie back into each one of these things? And so if you have a customer that's 25% of your business,
right,
and that customer leaves, well, someone's not going to want to purchase that company.
Right.
So we're able to see that and smooth out a lot of the edges so that these larger companies will come in and purchase.
That's awesome. Having this roadmap for entrepreneurs, because entrepreneurs, they're focused in building the business. Sometimes they're not focused on the day-to-day execution and exit strategy, which is really what you guys focus on. So is there anything else, folks that are out there thinking, is this for me? Anything else you'd like to share about the wisdom that you guys have created so far?
We have this built out in such a way that it doesn't take up a huge amount of the client's time. And it's a very straightforward cash management system that we're able to then implement at the beginning to smooth out the very first issue that most business owners face, and that's profitability. Because like myself, we had profit issues that we needed to fix. And so over time, we were able to do that. And then once we've got that first one dialed in, we're able to then flow into these other areas.
Awesome. Well, Aaron, I wanted to thank you for being here today, and I'm glad you came back from Australia. Okay, so it's good having you here in the States and helping many entrepreneurs and business owners, individuals. And I want to make sure that you visit bennettfinancials.com to get started with any questions for Aaron. He's going to take care of you. Thank you for being here today.